Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Show, which is at the 4 o'clock and then in the New York, New Jersey area. Actually, today we're coming to you from the New Jersey, Philadelphia area, as once again we're at the Golden Nugget Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Don't worry, the phone number is still the same, 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. Everything else stays the same. All right. Don't forget to check our other shows. Don't forget to check us on YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in The Enhanced Sports Show. You'll hear the show in its entirety. Don't forget about other shows throughout the week. Kevin Dixon with Just Us Sports, Monday nights, 7 to 9. Rizal McGee, who follows this show, 6 to 7 p.m. And Betty's new show, which will air now 6 to 7:30 instead of 8:30 to 10, but still on Sunday nights. So just check that out. I'll be able to tune in for, most of the show on that night. All right. Hey, we got a big sports month coming up in the month of April. Case in point going on right now, the men's and women's Final Four. The women's Final Four was on last night, and what a doozy the second game was. I'll explain that later. The men's Final Four, which begins tonight. NHL and NBA playoffs, which will begin about another 10 days or so, if I'm not mistaken. The Boston Marathon, for all you runners out there. I speak from experience because I did New York twice. The Masters golf tournament. Golf, anybody? Oh, boy. And, the NFL draft, which begins on the 25th of this month, and that should go for about a week and a half. No, actually 3 days. You guys know me with the sarcasm by now, right? Right. All right, so enough of my yapping. I'll bring in the crew here, and we'll get started. All right. Steve Davidson, are you there? Thank goodness. Oh, by the way, is everybody? Wait, let me bring in the crew first before I answer that question. Steve Kent, are you there? Good. Diane. Mikey. Matthew. Uh-oh. Okay. First of all, is everybody okay, though? Because for those of you who don't know, or maybe you do know, we had an earthquake here yesterday in the Northeast. That's right. We had an earthquake for the first time in 13 years, and it was a doozy. I thought maybe I heard some dishes crashing in my kitchen yesterday, but nope, that was actually the earth shaking. Oh, boy. Luckily, no damage was done. Nobody was hurt, nothing. But, what a horrible thing to go through. I only had it once, and I stayed awake. I was on the beach in down the shore 13 years ago, and all of a sudden we just heard this rumbling. But I think it was more like just a ripple effect from it. But this was an actual earthquake. But luckily, nobody was hurt. Nothing happened. So I'm just glad to say everybody's all safe and sound here. If we get an aftershock, well, we'll bear with it. Okay. All right. So let's go to the standings as we do this time of the month, and we'll begin with the NHL. All right, starting in the Eastern Conference, the Bruins. The Bruins. 45, 17, 15, 105 points. They're actually playing now on ABC, and the Panthers are 1-0. Sorry, guys. Also, okay, my ESPN page is a little bit delayed. Nothing unusual, though. Nothing unusual about that. All right, 45, 17, 15 with 105 points, depending on outcome of this game. The Panthers are 48, 24, and 5, 101 points, also pending outcome of this game. Maple Leafs, 95 points at 43, 23, and 9. The Lightning, 93 points at 43, 27, and 7, which was a good game. Red Wings holding on at 37, 31, 8, 82 points. The Sabres hanging on by a thread at 37, 35, and 5, 70 points. 79 points. Senators are 33, 38, and 4, and 70 points, also holding by a thread. And the Canadiens are eliminated at 29, 34, and 12, 70 points. They are out. Metro, oh boy, we got a doozy here. Oh boy. Rangers, 108 points, 52, 21, and 4. I like that. Hurricanes, not bad. 48, 22, and 7. 103 points. The Dread Islanders, 34, 27, 15, 83 points. Also 83 points are the Penguins at 36, 30, and 11. Oh, yet another one, 83 points. The Philadelphia Flyers, 36, 11, and 36, 30, and 11. Sorry about that, folks. Capitals, 36, 30, and 10, 82 points. Steve, any chance of your Capitals maybe trying to make the last wild card spot before I go on? Oh. Uh-huh. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. All right. Diana and Mike, I wish I had better news, but the Devils seem to be slipping away too. They're at 36, 36, and 4, 76 points. But remember, in actuality, it's 36 and 40. You know, when you take away the shootouts and overtime losses. And the Blue Jackets, dead last, eliminated 25, 39, and 12, 62 points. Their season's over in January. You can say that again. All right. I got some Devil news coming up later on. All right, to the West. Ooh. Good. Yes, maybe. All right, West. We got a good battle here, too. The Stars are 48, 19, and 9, 105 points. But look out. Avalanche right behind them, 48, 23, and 6, 102 points. The Jets, 46, 24, and 6, 98 points. The the Predators, 44, 20, and 4, 92 points. Sorry. Blues might be feeling blue at, actually, not really. 40, 32, and 4, 84 points. Not bad. The Wild, 36, 29, and 10, 81 points. The Coyotes eliminated at 32, 39, and 5, 69 points. And the Blackhawks, a major disappointment despite your possible Rookie of the Year, are at 22, 48, and 5, 49 points. I thought they're going to do better this year. They did not. They are trash. Despite the fact that Connor Bedard, who was probably going to be Rookie of the Year, did he help the team at all? Nada. Nothing. Just goes to show you that, no matter what you get, the hype isn't always up there. All right, to the Pacific. The Canucks, 47, 21, and 8, 102 points. Oilers, 46, 24, and 5, 97 points. Golden Knights, last year's champion, are 42, 26, and 6, 92 points. Not bad. Kings, 40, 25, 11, 91 points. The Kraken, last year's run, I shouldn't say last year's run up, but 32, 31, 13, 77 points. Actually runners up from 2 years ago. They are eliminated now. And the Flames are eliminated at 34, 36, and 5, 73 points. Oh, boy. Oh, Ducks also only at 25, 48, and 4, 54 points. And the Sharks, forget it. 17, 50, and 8, 42 points. That season is over. And I do mean over. Yeah. Doctors would say it's not over, but believe me, folks, it's over. Oh, boy. Yeah, let me get that Devils story here that I was trying to mention while we're on the hockey subject. This would pertain particularly to you and Diane. I mean, you and Mike. If I can find that Cockamamie article. It's amazing how I line this all up and then whatever we get, it just seems to disappear. Here we are. The Devils have signed one of the top college free agents on Thursday. They signed a forward from Western Michigan by the name of Dylan Went. That's W-E-N-T. Went, like George Went, to a 2-year contract. Why did I say that? Went will join the Utica counterpart on an AHL tryout for the remainder of the season. His 2-year entry-level deal will begin next season. Entering the season, Went scored 10 goals, had 15 assists in 73 games at Western Michigan. He broke through to become one of the school's strongest players, and in the process, had one of the nation's top 10 goal scorers. He finished the season with 23 goals, 44 points in 38 games. He also had Western Michigan with 9 power play goals and 4 game-winning goals, and also had a winning shooting percentage of 26.1% and led the nation. But Western Michigan got eliminated in the, I believe, the second round of the college hockey playoffs this past week. But yeah, this may look like to be a good fit for the Devils. Might get their offense up as well because they have been lacking it this season. So this could be a good sign for your Devils next season because I really don't think they're going to make the postseason this year. Their hopes are dwindling and they need a lot of help. Yeah, it's too soon to tell. I mean, because every time we think we get something that looks good on paper, I think, oh, he's gonna be our savior for the team. Well, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Case in point, like I said, Connor Bednar for the Blackhawks, nothing. So let's just hope that maybe this can turn things around for the Devils next season. I was I bet a lot of people were hoping that they can build on from last season because they made it to the second round of the playoffs after being the Rangers in a grueling 7-game series. So like a lot of people in the area, you're probably thinking they got something to build on. This could be the team of the future, but Devils seem to go back to as they'll miss the playoffs for I think the ninth time in 11 years or the 10th time in 12 years, if I'm not mistaken. So let's just hope that. Mikey, your thoughts since you're a Devils fan too. Well, you hope you do. Well, no, I mean this season did look a little promising, but it didn't turn out to be that way. And I'd like to welcome Miriam to the show. Hello, Miriam. See with us. We're just doing some hockey talk right now because I wanted to bring up something of attention to that involves our local team. But so don't worry, just join in. Just join in because we'll be NBA basketball right now as we approach the end of that season as well. Right? Then we'll do some women's basketball because I know I'm waiting for that. All right, the standings go like this. All right, in the Eastern Conference, yeah. The Celtics, 61-16, clinched the overall record. Easy, 61-16, 14 games over the Bucks at 47-30. Cavaliers, 46-31, 15 back. The Magic and the Knicks are tied at 16, 45-32. But I think Orlando's ahead because I think the Magic have beat the Knicks more on head-to-head matches, so that's why. But it's still fairly close. Pacers, no kidding. Injuries do affect it. Yes, injuries do affect it. Yeah. Well, no, there's still a chance. I think they can still make it. They'll make the playoffs. Don't worry about that. Pacers, 44-34, 17 and a half back. The Heat, who don't want to play in the playing game, are 43-34, 18 back. Same I could say for the Sixers at 42-35, 19 back. The Bulls are at 37 and 40, 24 back, and the Hawks 36 and 41, 25 back. As for the rest of the squad, they're all eliminated. The Nets are eliminated at 30 and 47, 31 back. What a surprise. Raptors 24 and 53, 37 back. The Hornets 19 and 58, 42 back. The Wizards, Steve, you ready? 15 and 63, 46 and a half back. And he's going to retire before that happens. And last but not least, the Pistons 13 and 64, 48 back. I'm glad Taylor's not here. All right, guys. So, Steve, let me ask you, what went wrong with your Wizards? Yes, yes, right. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. No, I may have to do my. I'll try it that way. Mm. All right. Okay, something wrong here. There's something wrong with this. Wait a minute. Ma, there's nothing wrong with this. I don't know what's going on here. I can't do it. I can't do it. No. No. Okay, I think the echoing is done for now. So far. All right. All right. Where were we? Okay. Oh wait, I think NBA. All right. So as I was mentioning, the Celtics have ran away with the division, with the never mind the division, the whole conference. Uh, Actually, the overall record 60-16, and are just going to run away with the regular season title. Ugh, how interesting! I think Steve Kent's very happy about that, wouldn't he? I know. right, because we've seen teams like this before, that had, best overall record and then they just choke in the playoffs. But I don't think the Celtics, much to my dismay, the type of team with how they've been doing this season to choke in the first round. True. Yes. Right. Mhm. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. However, yeah. There you go. Yeah. In this case, what's up, Doc? Oh boy. All right. The Western Conference. Now we have a very interesting situation here. The Timberwolves and the Nuggets tied 53 and 24. The Thunder only one game back at 52 and 25. Not bad. Clippers 49 and 28, four back. Can they break the curse? I don't know. Mavericks 47 and 30, six back. Suns 46 and 31, seven back. All right. The play in spot. The Pelicans 46 and 32, eight back, not bad. Nine back are the Kings and Lakers at 44 and 33, and the Warriors are 42 and 35, 11 back. It seems that the West has always been stronger than the East, and the case in point this year, because all 10 teams, even though four in the playing spot, the wild card, whatever you want to call it, are better than the two teams in the East. I mean, does the West have more weapons than the East? I mean, because it seems like year in year out, that's how it's been. What makes the West better? Is what I want to know. What makes the West better than the East? Anybody have any ideas? Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Anyone can answer. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, no comparison. Right. No. Yes, you 30. Right. Yeah, but still got it. Oh, please. He is a disease. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. All right, let me finish up the bottom five. The Rockets are 38 and 39, 15 back, barely holding on. Everybody else has been eliminated. The Jets, Jazz at 29 and 48, 24 back. The Grizzlies at 27 and 50, 28 back. Blazers 21 and 56, and the Spurs dead last 1958, 34 back, despite the presence of Victor Wembanyama. Boy. Okay, now we're going to go to the women's game, which I think has been much more entertaining. And we had a battle last night, believe me, in game two, between what was expected between UConn and Iowa. No surprise. It came down to the last final seconds of the game. I mean, this was much better game than game one, which I didn't really get a chance to write down. So I'm just going to go with, with what it says here. All right. A stifled defense held Caitlin Clark and the rest of Iowa Hawkeyes to their worst shooting performance of the half this season. Still, it was not enough as UConn to hold as Iowa found its foothold in the third quarter and battled in the fourth to give Iowa a 2-point victory and will play against South Carolina in the women's final tomorrow. Bear in mind, South Carolina is undefeated, so Iowa has a tall order. Iowa took back control and had 3 possessions late in the fourth, but victory's not decided until UConn turned the ball over on a controversial call. The Huskies had the chance to take the lead in the final 10 seconds after forcing a late turn, but officials told Aaliyah Edwards issued Edwards for an illegal screen with 3.9 seconds left to go, and what led to a frantic final few seconds. I'll say that for sure. After the turn, UConn fouled Clark with 3.1 seconds, intentionally, by the way, to put the 86-point free throw shooter to the line. Chance Iowa to extend the 3-point lead, but Clark missed her second free throw. How about that? Then Sydney Affler of Iowa secured the rebound. UConn then forced a jump call after the rebound, but the possession arrow turned to Iowa with 1.1 seconds left on ensuing play. Clark intentionally bounced the ball off UConn's Paige Buchers, another good women's player, by the way. The ball then rolled out of bounds with 0.8 seconds left, and the game was pretty much well over. Clark's next pass went to Kate Martin, who threw the ball in the air and celebrated victory. After only scoring a measly 6 points in the first half, which is un-Clark-like, and without 3-pointer, by the way, she did finish respectively with 21 points and led Iowa to victory. Now comes the game tomorrow against South Carolina, who defeated NC State in Friday's first semifinal game, which was kind of a blowout. I mean, that was almost like no contest there. So it shows about vulnerability. Yeah. Yeah, but Clark, don't you think maybe Caitlin's showing a little bit of vulnerability here, though? Oh boy. Yeah. No, but my thing is, like I'm saying though, is Caitlin being a little bit vulnerable? Is she showing signs of vulnerability? Yeah. Mate. Yeah. We've been wrong. Sorry. Yeah. One at a time, please. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve. Yes. Right. It's true. Mhm. Yeah. This game, Dane, is that you? Okay. Wait, let me get Jimmy here. Jimmy, did you watch the game at all? Yeah. No. Yeah. But you always got to watch those controversial calls too. You know, because some of them don't get it right. And you get all these complaints about, oh well, they didn't call this, or they called that when they shouldn't have. There's always going to be some bit of controversy of what was the right call and what wasn't the right call. I mean, it's as old as time itself. I mean, that's what happened. That's what happened in a high school game a few weeks ago. I told you, like, the ball didn't. They thought the ball didn't leave his hands before the clock hit zero and whatnot. This is a high school game, but in high school there is no replay. This leaves it for replay, so you can go back and look at it. You know, before you try and make that judgment call. I'm not saying the system is perfect, but at least they have that. Yeah. And I'm gonna go to the NIT. I know we don't really cover that because everything's it's NIT, it's a second rate banana tournament. Big deal. But I have a special interest in that as yeah. Uh Drew Davis, that's DRE, like Dr. Drew, scored on a layup with 16 seconds left to cap off the Seton Hall Pirates' decisive run in a 79-77 win over Indiana State to win their first NIT title since the dinosaur era. All right, 71 years. That's close enough. Uh, yes, Roger. Well, there you are. Yeah, one game. Well, of course, I have personal interest to Seton Hall, as some of you know. Well, those of you who know me that well enough, my nephew goes to Seton Hall, and he follows the school, religiously, like I have for the last 40 years. And we were all tuned in for the last couple of years to see what Seton was going to do. And I know it's not really the same as winning maybe the NCAA championship, but look, a title is a title, whether it's that NBA or the NIT, the NCAA, or these other new tournaments that came up, a few years ago. I mean, they're just on the back page of the sports section. But a championship was a championship, no matter how you get it. That's the way I look at it. Cardi Richmond scored 21 points and 13 rebounds to give the Pirates the championship. Dawes was named MVP of the tournament, and head coach Shane Holloway, who was a former player, finished another season run. And for those of you who remember, not that long ago, he led St. Pierce to a Sweet 16 and beat Murray State and Kentucky, which is why we're not surprised they lost this year. Before, yeah. All right, but here was the problem. Here was the thing I should have mentioned a few weeks ago. Do you think that the East got robbed from the tournament because only three teams went in to the tournament this year? St. John's didn't get in, Seton Hall didn't get in, and Providence didn't get in. And I think the coaches have a legitimate argument that there should have been, more than three teams getting in to the NCAA tournament. I think it was a big jip, to be honest. I mean, the committee needs to, I think, rethink on how teams get the tournament and who does not get, because they all had at least 20 wins in regular season. Okay, the conference record was a little shabby, but still, they had very respectable records. And I happen to agree with Coach Pitino that there needs to be something more done to get more good quality teams into the tournament from the Big East into the Big Dance, next year. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Unfortunately, yes. Well, Steve, not for nothing, but Georgetown is not the same as they were in the Patrick Ewing days. Yeah. St. John's is making a respectable comeback, though. I have to give them that. Providence, yeah, but St. John's, I give them credit because St. John's gotten better. Villanova only 7 years ago won the championship on a memorable shot, if you all remember. And right, yes, yes, Yes. All right. So anyway, okay. So anyway, Isaac Swoop scored 16 points uh, in the second half to give Indiana State a 7 point lead, only to fall one short of claiming their first postseason title since 1950 in the NAIA championships. Oh boy. With one short of the single season record set by the 1979 team by some guy named Larry Bird, who now plays for the Celtics. Never heard of him. Indiana State, that was where the site was. I thought it was at the Garden, was at Indiana State this year, and they were ready to celebrate because Swoop had, a 3 point, and they were at 7 point lead with under 3 minutes to go. Now, not for nothing, but I think with under 3 minutes to go, I think you still have a legitimate shot to catch up. It's not likely to happen, but Seton Hall just didn't give up, and they were able to erase that lead, down to the final seconds. And I was like nuts. I was actually on another show, and I was watching the game, and when that shot was like, oh my goodness, and I was nuts. I was completely nuts. Seton Hall won their first title in 71 years. What a tournament! Nobody really gave much Seton Hall a chance to win this tournament, but I had faith in them though. And all I can say is that it's great that New Jersey has a title again. Oh, beautiful. Yes, they do. Yeah. But remember one thing. Remember one thing though. Remember one thing though, Alex. Alex, for those you and remember, for those of you over a certain age like I am, always gotta remember one thing. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. Oh boy. Or if you want the closing, if you want the closing segment, if you want the if you want the closing segment, wait a minute, I didn't finish the joke yet. I didn't finish the joke yet, guys. I didn't finish the joke yet. You want the closing signal? Okay, it's not Burner, Player, even Frog. It's just a little me, underdog. That wasn't the closing one. Okay. All right. You're young, Diane. You're young. I think she's the youngest one. Oh, there's Roger. Okay. Yeah. I'm just getting cool. Okay. Wait. I think Matthew wanted to bring something up because he's got some griping to do about MLB, saying that he's really getting a little bit upset with how these new rules are being taken place, and with the pitch clock now being down to 18 seconds instead of 20. Matt, you were mentioning something like that before the show began, so would you like to elaborate on that? Hmm. Yes. Right. Yeah. And so early in the season too. You got these top players, and they're already out for the year. I mean, Bieber with that, bad enough. By the way, does anybody know that that's Justin Bieber's fourth cousin? Oh no. Okay, never mind. All right, fifth cousin. Oh boy. Okay. No. Yeah. I mean, but to have these kind of injuries already, not even 10 days into the season, you know, I mean that presents a problem. And it is. That's right. It comes with the territory. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, because injuries do happen. It's part of the sports world. But just to see it will happen in the season, and then you're out for the season all of a sudden. You had such high hopes and everything, and now it's gone for the year. It is. That you do. Yeah. All right. So to just what I was mentioning, the Celtics did clinch the overall seed with a blowout win over the Thunder on Wednesday night, 16-16 at the time of this report. The next teams are the closest are the Wolves and Nuggets, tied at 53 and 24. That's going to be a battle for that division right there. Like many of the other wins, the Celtics did not spend much time with the game in doubt, though the Thunder were without two of their top scorers, that's Shai Alexander and Jalen Williams. Okay, that could be a problem right there, especially when your top scorers are out. The loss pushes the Thunder to third, a game behind the Wolves and Nuggets, with 6 games to go. So it is still doable to take the lead away from them, but likely not. Meanwhile, all three of the Celtics' top scorers, scored more than 20 points, led by Kristaps Porzingis, traitor, with 27 points and 12 rebounds. Jason Tatum with 24 points and Jaylen Brown with 23 points. With a lineup like that, I don't see how you're going to be out in the first round. I really don't. I wish it would, but it won't. All right. Well, Zion is listed as day-to-day because of a finger injury. This guy gets hurt with everything. If it's not one thing, it's another. First, his shoe explodes. Then he gets a broken leg. Then he gets a broken finger, a broken whatever. I mean, this guy is accident prone. No wonder he gets injured. You can say that again. Yeah, Zion is never gonna have a ring, and neither will Ben Simmons. I wonder what we do to put those two together. No, no, never mind. That's a terrible thought. Oof. Okay. Anywho, uh, he had X-rays on his hand, said by Coach Lloyd Green. That was on Thursday. Everything appears to be normal, though his finger looks to be a little sore. Said Green. But then again, Zion Williamson is not really that normal to begin with. Williamson missed the last 7 plus minutes in Wednesday's loss to the Magic because of the finger injury. He said that the game. He said after the game a few times his finger was sore, but the initial injury might have been late in the second quarter as he hit his hand on the side of the backboard while blocking an attempt at the rim by Jalen Suggs. Well, you do what you got to do. The Pelicans, who are 7th in the West, played the Spurs last night. They're a half game behind the Mavericks for 5th in the West. So it's a pretty interesting race there so far as well. When asked if Zion would play against the Spurs, that remained to be seen. Other injuries: Brandon Ingram misses 7th straight game with a left knee contusion. Yow. And Jose Alvarado misses 4th in a row with a right oblique strain. Okay. Wow. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, you can say that again. Yeah, 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 which nobody wants. Okay, before I go on my rant of the week, Steve, you got anything from tonight's or anything from the past week in WWE and anything for tonight's WrestleMania? I just right, right. Yes, yes, of course. Yeah, right. Yeah, Yeah. All right. All right. One at a time, though. Yeah. No, it isn't, but still. No. Right. Okay. Deflate. Oh, yeah. And it's the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania 2. I remember when WrestleMania first started, and I was, what, about 14 years old, and it was a big spectacle, back then. Then, of course, that was in the golden age of wrestling. You had all the big shots: Hulk Hogan, Rai Piper, Mr. Wonderful, Junkyard Dog, my favorite, Iron Sheik. That was wrestling at its best. Today, no. Yeah. All right, Diane, you got your trivia ready? Well, hold on. Wait, yeah, yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. That we can do without. Yes. No. What kind of voodoo do you do? Yeah, right. That much. What are you, a cat? All right, Diane, your trivia. Good. Listen carefully. Oh, Marcuzzi. I'm going to say Robert Parrish. Parrish. Yes. Robert Parrish. Yeah. Let her finish, guys. Let her finish. Let Diane finish the question. Yeah. Yeah. Robert Parrish was a beast for the Celtics. He was a beast. Oh boy, was he ever. All right, go on. Let's finish the question, guys. Let's finish the question. Actually, I'll exclude this question. Yeah, I'll go number three. Two? Two. That was a very difficult question. Because, okay. Anything else, Di? Anything else, Di? Okay. Oh, okay. Now for my rant of the week. And if you guys, of course, well, especially like Mike and Diane over this, because you know that the Rangers and Devils can't stand each other. Well, that brought a whole new meaning Wednesday night, as we had, as the old saying goes, went to a fight, a hockey game broke out, and certainly did on Wednesday night, and in no time at all, as the first punch was thrown about a millisecond into the game. Oh, brother. 8 players, both sides. Yep, wait to hear it gets worse. 8 players from both sides were ejected in this melee at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday night. The Devils' Chris Lazar and the Rangers' Jimmy Vesey were hit with fighting majors, but were eligible to remain in the game as they were ruled to be the first fight. Every other skater was ejected because of secondary altercations. For the Rangers, Jacob Trouba, Matt Rempe, who of course has been, the ultimate instigator in all the fights since he arrived. Oh boy, yeah. K. Andre Miller and Barclay Goodrow. For the Devils, Yagan Mario, Chris Tierney, Curtis McDavid, and Kevin Bell were ejected. Sorry, guys. Rempe and McDavid sized each other up before descending into their clash, which was probably the most entertaining. Since Rempe has joined the Rangers last month, he's been injected into all 3 games where the Devils and Rangers play each other, and he didn't last long in any of those games for obvious reasons. I mean, I don't know what the problem is with Rempe, but he has a pure hatred, I think, for the Devils. I don't know, it's like, and for the Islanders as well, because he's also been in fights with that too. I mean, Rempe, I think is going to be, one of the most dirtiest fighters out there. I mean, he's going to be like the next Ty Domi, I think, who was an animal. I think Rempe is the second coming of Domi. Oh boy. I mean, right from the word go, he was ready to punch his lights out. I mean, I don't know. Is it something personal, or is he just doing this for show? But Rempe doesn't waste much time on all before getting into a fight. Yeah, well, some people like the fighting, Dana. Some people like that. They think it's very entertaining. It depends on the circumstance. But look. I mean, it's one thing. Fighting, of course, in hockey is normal, but not the first second of the game. I mean, it's like what is it, hockey? Is it hockey or a boxing match? Okay, and when an ice cream fight, come out to the side of the bell. Ding. Okay, Rempe, here's yours. Okay, come on, Chris. I'm gonna you. Come on. No order. Yeah. I mean, it's like he's training for a heavyweight fight. Come on, Curse. I can take you on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Yeah. That's just unreal. And I saw that when it actually happened. What in the Mikey? Any thoughts on this? I know you're a Devils fan, so yeah, I know. But they played the game. Guys, listen. If you think that was bad, it got even worse because the coaches went on it too. They were also getting at each other, joining at each other, cursing each other out, using a language I can't mention on this show here. And if that wasn't enough, it was broadcast on TNT and national television to make it even worse. So this was an all-out disaster. We're there. Yes, you were there. what I saw was Rempe was ready to just go out fighting, but I think he was going to do it right away. And then, one thing led to another, like a chain reaction of fighting. I mean, it's bad for the players to get involved. When the coaches get involved, then we really got something brewing here. I mean, then it gets personal. I was surprised people in the stands were fighting and going after the PA announcer. Oh boy, that would have been even worse. Wow. I mean, I thought maybe they're promoting WWE on TNT or something, but maybe not. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know wrestlers coming. Yeah, I didn't know wrestlers coming to TNT, guys. Wow. But and with just a weekend to go, with a week and a half to go of the season, uh, you really, you really can't afford to have, this kind of action happening. So Wednesday's incident was the result of two previous games. The Devils with Rangers won March 11th. He elbowed Devils defenseman Jonas Sligenhater, giving him a concussion. Rempe was injected and given a 4-game suspension. I remember that. Before that, Rempe was injected for the Devils forward Nathan Bastion on February 22nd, and the Rangers went on to win that game 5-1. So every time the Rempe got into a fight with the Devils, guess what? The Rangers ended up winning anyway. Yay! Yeah. Well, how about a devil with a blue dress on? No. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the Rangers, we have a milestone to mention here as goaltender Jonathan Quick recorded his 392nd win against the Coyotes last Saturday, as now the all-time leading goal scorer among U.S.-born goaltenders. Right? What is the Gong Show or something? Come on. Okay, when the Rangers had returned to home ice to face the Pens last Monday, Quick was honored for the historic achievement. During a pregame ceremony, his whole family, Captain Jacob Trooper, presented Quick with a platinum stick as the faithful crowd in the Garden gave him a rousing ovation. Unfortunately, that was spoiled as the Penguins beat him 6-3 on that night. Well. And Quick has been around for 18 years and has now he's won 2 Stanley Cups, both for the Kings. And Diane, he also did against the Devils back in 2012, but he also did against the Rangers in 2014. It makes me sick to this day. 6-6. Does that sum up for you? Yeah. I mean, he is a complete animal, though, Rempe. I don't think I've ever seen a guy, with the exception of Joe, I don't think I've ever seen a guy who fights that dirty and, pulls no punches either. I mean, he just comes out swinging, right from the get-go. I think I know what's going on here. That prankster's back. Wait, no, he's in. I'll find him. All right. So, any other thoughts on the boxing match that became a hockey game, or vice versa? Because he's a good player. That's why. He's a hockey player who thinks he's a boxer. Yeah, another one. Okay. All right. So, Mike, I got something for you. The Giants, that's the New York Giants, have agreed to terms with linebacker Isaiah Simmons for a 1-year deal. Simmons was acquired in late August in a trade with the Cardinals for a 7th-round pick. He played in all 17 games last season, started 4, had 6 tackles, a sack, an interception for a touchdown. And Giants GM Joe Shooten says it's a good addition to the team. At least we hope so. Entering his 5th season with the league, Simmons started in 41 games. In 41 games, I should say. Even though he didn't really have an official position. He played at safety, linebacker, inside linebacker, nickelback. No, not the music group, but the position. Cornerback. Oh boy. And used as an edge rusher for both the Cardinals and the Giants. An unrestricted free agent, Simmons' return was uncertain because, in part, he was a favorite of former defensive coordinator Wink Martindale, who has now decided to go back to being a game show host. But the Giants believe that Simmons could be some use for the new defensive coordinator, Shane Bowen. Yeah, we'll see about that. Which is expected to have less blitzing and man coverage teams. I hate blitzing anyway. Two areas where Martindale tried to use Simmons the most. Simmons was selected eighth in the 2020 draft out of Clemson and ran the 40-yard dash at the combine for a time of 4.39 seconds. Hey, not bad. So, Mike, this might be some good news for your Giants, who looked awful this past season, which I expected better from. Well, yeah, but Martindale is now going to college coaching, so he's not coming back. Yeah, yeah. He's got we'll put it this way. He's a coordinator by day, game show host by night. Oh, okay. Yeesh. I'm glad though. I'm glad you got the joke, guys. I'm glad you got it. And remember, the jokes are not scripted. Uh-huh. Okay, and well, I'm glad to say the Mets have finally won some games this week because they were off to a very auspicious start. They were 0-5. They even lost to the Tigers, this past week. So now at least they've won the last two games. And the last night's game was a doozy as they had won 3-2, but it wasn't easy. And Edwin Diaz got his first save in a year and a half. Diaz has been a long road back. He's had knee surgery, and it was only his fourth appearance of the season, but his first on back-to-back days. It meant a lot to Diaz. Probably, you're probably right. Yeah. So at least that's some good news for the Mets, as they also have won their first 0-6 start since 1963. But then again, remember they were still a new team back then, so you really weren't looking for them to come out swinging and having like a 100-win season and whatnot. So of course we're still new and still trying to get into the game. So you had a bad couple of years to start off. Yeah, you do. You do. So yeah, so the Mets won their first game in the second game of the doubleheader on Thursday, and the Mets were hitless through 7 innings in that game when they pulled it out. And after signing a 5-year, $102 million deal, the star closer had missed all of last season because he was injured in the WBC Classic. You remember that, as he was celebrating on the field with Puerto Rico when they defeated the Dominican Republic. And that cost him his whole season, and the Mets did nothing with that. That, I think, was a big part of the reason why maybe the Mets went down last year. They were depending so much on Diaz, and the team just fell apart. I mean, having a great season of 102 wins in 2022, and looking to repeat that last year was far from it. No, one of your best players. That's awfully hard to replace. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hang on, guys. I got a new caller here. I want to see if I can get this person in. From California. Would you state your name, please? Tim Morrison. Okay. All right. All right. Do you have any comments? All right. Do we have any comments, wise guy? Yeah. Right. Right. No, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, light my fire. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yes. Right. Yeah. Poor guy. Okay. No, that poor guy needs help. All right. So anyway, moving on. Let's see here what we got here. We're doing pretty good now since my little power power failure. Okay. Former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson says that his fight against YouTube star Jake Paul is only an exhibition match, and that's all. Yeah, okay, fine. Tyson's official boxing career ended in 2005. Will turn 158 years old in 3 weeks. Okay, 58 years old, but you get the idea. Before fighting Jake Paul, I think it is still way too old to fight, and I agree. Paul beat Ryan Bohr for his 10th pro fight last month, and he's coming on. He's coming on strong. This is called exhibition. You will not see any of the rules be fighting under this fight, said Tyson. The fight will not count towards your professional records and will be streamed by Netflix. Yeah, well, the fight will take place. Yes, yes. The fight will take place on July 20th. Well, it's streaming, Diane. Now we're moving into new technology, and they can get the access to it. So things are changing, as you, yeah. Anyway, yeah, okay. Anywho, the fight will take place on July 20th at ATT Stadium in Dallas, more likely Gerald's location. Tyson's last fight was in April 2020 when he fought Roy Jones Jr. to a draw. Oh, yeah. Tyson, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion at the age of 20 when he knocked out Trevor Burbeck in November 1986. I remember that. I remember that. Tyson finished his career with 50 wins and 6 losses. After his career, though, Tyson, went into a lot of trouble, as we all know, because he went to jail for 3 years, served there 3 years of a 6-year sentence for rape in 1992, and then I know, right, and then 1999, he did it again as he served a young sentence for a road rage incident. So, the fall from grace, really got hard. Mm. Well, his actions didn't show. Yeah, right, right. I do too. Yeah, yeah. Hey guys, I gotta do the idiot of the week, so I gotta speed it up because I got some idiots of the week here. You want to hear. All right, first idiot of the week. Well, I think I just made one already because of the Rempe incident. But okay, idiot number two. Uh, remember the Kansas City Chiefs player Rashid Rice, driver, yep, of the two speeding incidents, who left after causing a crash, chain reaction on a highway in Dallas last week, the wide receiver attorney said on Thursday. As to why Rice left the crash, last Saturday is a good question. That's still being investigated. Yeah, why would you leave it anyway? What, you got something to hide or something? Oh, boy. Said by the attorney, Senior Rice West. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, easy, easy. Right. I know, but let's see about this mess over here. So anyway, as investigated by his attorney, State Senator Royce West, a state senator. Okay, but he declined to elaborate. West expects charges to be filed against Rice, who was driving a Lamborghini SUV. He said in news conference about his client, an SUV. Wow. He's a young man who made a mistake. Oh, yeah, a big mistake. West said on Thursday. And Rice's heart goes out to those who were injured. Luckily, nobody was seriously injured, so that's any consolation. The crash involved Lamborghini and a Chevy Corvette and four of the vehicles. Oh, those poor cars. Oh, wow. Four people were treated with injuries, but none are life-threatening. So at least that's some good news. The driver of the Corvette also left without determining if anyone needed medical attention or providing medical attention. Please, I don't get that. Accident, and you left at the scene of the crime. At least try to get some help or something. I know I'd be scared stupid myself. I'm trying to go for help. Yeah, yeah. You think a year? You think it'd be that much? You think it's going to be that long of a suspension? A year? Yeah, but it's not murder. Uh, yes. Anywho, the Corvette actually belonged to Rice, West on Thursday, but there was no information released on the driver. Police said the drivers were both cars were speeding in the far right lane when they lost control, and the Lamborghini traveled onto the shoulder and caused a chain reaction. What were you trying to do? Race for the Daytona 500 or something? Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, maybe you're still an idiot. Yeah, but you're still an idiot for doing it in the first place, speeding for no apparent reason. So investigators are doing, yeah, yeah. I was going to say that. Yeah. So Rice was leasing the Lamborghini from the Classic Lifestyle, said by attorney Kyle Coker, an attorney for the Dallas-based exotic car rental company. Oh boy. No, no, no. They're not related. Yeah. Rashid Rice. Rashid Rice. Yeah. Yeah. And it won't be Matt Rice either. Oh boy. All right. Now, now for something totally ridiculous. For something, uh, yes. Yes. True. Yes. Yes. Yeah. What's it going to take to put this fire out? Alan. Alan, hello. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, so now I gotta go to the ridiculous story of the week. Well, some might find it ridiculous. I'll let you guys be the judge of this. Now we all know about the zombie apocalypse. I mean the total eclipse of the heart the solar eclipse coming up on Monday. Oh boy, I know I gotta stop with the jokes. So the Yankees are gonna be postponing the game back to 6:05 rather than 2:05 on Monday for obvious reasons because it might. Okay, okay, next. So anyway, the Yankees will play the Fish, aka the Marlins, will now start at 6:05 rather than 2:05 because the solar eclipse is going to be during the time of that game and it's going to cause all kinds of havoc by playing that game in the dark. So they said, let's do it after. Let's do it 6 o'clock. Okay, fine. After reconsidering the challenges playing through the eclipse, that will include potential game delays. No kidding. MLB and the Yankees have rescheduled the start time for Monday at 6:05 p.m. provided we survive this mess. Because we never know about the space junk coming out and maybe havoc all over the state. It could happen. Gates will open at 3 p.m. And the first 15,000 fans will receive an I Survived the Zombie Apocalypse shirt. I mean the Total Eclipse, a solar Total Eclipse t-shirt. Anybody want to buy some space junk? Oh boy. Yeah, right now. Yeah, yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, though. Okay. Now, for the soap opera we call the Oakland A's. Okay, ready for this, guys? The latest twist in this soap opera goes like this. The A's will be playing their home games in Sacramento from the 25 to 27 seasons as they wait for Vegas just opening up in 2028. At least we hope so. The A's have reached an agreement with the owner of the Kings, the Sacramento Rivercats are called, to play in their stadium from 2025 to 2027 as they wait for this new stadium to be built with an operation in Sacramento in 2028 or to stay there. Yeah. So the A's will move to Sutter Health Park once their lease ends in Oakland this season, and the fans will be thrilled. We look forward to making Sutter Health our home in the short term before moving to Vegas. Owner and managing partner John Fisher, said in a statement. We yeah, excited. We extend our appreciation to the Kings and the city of West Sacramento, housing the A's while waiting for the completion of their new ballpark in Vegas. But they can still play there with an option 2028, so might not be till 2029 before they get to Vegas. Oh boy, this is getting very interesting now. Now here's the interesting guys. Here's the interesting thing here: the A's will not be known as the Oakland A's, the Sacramento A's, or the Vegas A's while they're in Sacramento. A spokesperson told The Athletic the team will be referred to as the Athletics and A's during their time in Sacramento. So don't call them Oakland A's, don't call them Sacramento A's, don't even call them Vegas A's or whatnot. So it's just not going to fly. Oh boy, just when you thought everything was all set with this team, now comes this chapter. Of course. No, no, because not going to be in California much longer, so I don't think that would make much sense. I get what you're trying to think, Roger, but I like that, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense. Then we'll be there much longer. So it'd be kind of strange to call them the California. Just call them the A's. That's all. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. Oh, brother, don't worry, that's a fraud. That's a fraud. Alan, you came in late, so you have any thoughts on any of the topics we mentioned, and especially with this latest chapter with the A's? Yeah, yeah. I mean, but the fans, yeah, of course, you know, but they're just, yeah. I'm gonna go on. Okay, uh, don't worry, ignore it. Okay. Sixers, Joel Embiid is back. No, I'm not doing this. Sorry. Okay. Sixers center Joel Embiid is back in the line for the first time since January 30th against the Thunder. Embiid has been rehabbing from a knee injury and enters with 7 games in the regular season. Now the bad news. They'll be without Tyrese Maxey, who was sidelined with tightness in his left hip. This will be the second straight game he will miss. Okay, but I'm doing a show here. Wise guy. Meanwhile, the Thunder are without Shai Alexander with a quad injury and Jalen Williams with an ankle injury. Embiid was having an MVP type season before the injury happened, averaging astonishing numbers of 35.2 points per game and 11.3 rebounds with 5.7 assists. Not bad. But I gotta be honest with you guys, what kind of a chance do the Sixers have, with Embiid, still probably not 100%, and what if he gets hurt again? I mean, the Sixers are in a tough spot as is already. I mean, can they do well even though yeah, because okay, Embiid's back, but that doesn't mean he's completely healthy either. And I think that might be a problem down the road for him and for the team as well. I'm not really sold on the Sixers, making a run at the division title here, which they won't anyway, but still. Yeah. So it's gonna be a bit of a problem. Hmm. Yeah. So because honestly, I don't know how much they can do without him. I mean, that's their top star player, and I really don't see how far they're going to go. And if he gets hurt again, they are sunk. Exactly. No, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. Yeah. No, these guys just messaged me. I tell them that I'm not available right now. Right. And the Knicks are without one of their star players too, because that's gonna be a bit of a problem. They're trying to fight for yeah, here we are. Julius Randle is out for the rest of the year as he will undergo surgery on his right shoulder. Oh, great. Randle, who's been out since he dislocated his left shoulder on January 27th, has been rehabbing with the hopes of returning for the playoff start. Now I got 3 words to say about that. Not gonna happen. Oh boy. Uh, he's done everything possible to avoid surgery and make a return for the playoffs, but the procedure became impossible after recent visits with 2 specialists who warned Randle of any further injury could cause possible and permanent damage if he returned to play before without having a surgical procedure. Randle's surgery is expected for him to recover and make a return for next season. Undergoing surgery gives recovery time, gives him a target timeline to recover. The injury to Randle is a major blow for the Knicks that has shown promise of making a postseason run. But they are tied with the Cavaliers. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But it's still they can still get third place though because they're only a game out. So that race is tight. Other than the Celtics running away with the overall title for the regular season, the Knicks are running the thick of a playoff race here. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Hmm. Okay. That was a faker from California. Okay. All right. I knew I smelled a rat someplace. All right. Another good crack here, guys. I'm happy that we're having this. We have another good crack here. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Bye-bye to you. Okay. They always find their way back in for some reason. All right. So let's continue on. See, see, I always have a secret weapon, guys, and we call it the mute button. Oh no, you don't. That's a prank caller. How do they find their way in here anyway? I have no idea. But I ignore it. Don't worry. I got him out. Yes, yes, it's happened before. Okay. Yeah, there was a sad story I think I had to mention. You know, as much of course I enjoy doing these stories, there's always one story that's always, happens to be very sad. Case in point, for the NHL, boy, these guys don't give up. How do they find their way back in anyway? Okay. So anyway, the wife of Blue Jackets, let me see here. Yeah. The wife of Blue Jackets Captain Boone Jenner, his wife Maggie, delivered a stillborn baby last Sunday. The couple released a statement. Now that is sad. Jenner said on Wednesday that there was a loss for words over this tragic moment. The baby was supposed to be named Dylan. As broken heart as we are grateful to be parents, and we look forward to seeing them in heaven. Wow, we are thankful and blessed for the outpouring um, of parents seeing him, the outpouring and love and support from family and friends. If it was not for how was not known for how long Turner would be away from the team, this money was out with an illness. Our hearts go out to his family, and it's a tragic loss. That's tough losing a child, and to lose it like that too. I mean, that's even more devastating. So it's a pretty sad story right there, and we hate to see that happen. We just hate to see something like that happen. Wow. Yes. Now for another strange story here from the world of women's basketball. Tennessee fired women's coach Kelly Harper, according to an announcement from the University of Tennessee. Harper served as head coach for the last 5 seasons. Tennessee athletic director Danny White announced Harper's departure and stated the program after a review. Decisions like this are never easy to make, especially when someone who has done so much for the Lady Vols. She's a 3-time national champion student athlete. Her love and passion for Tennessee and the Lady Vols is second to none. I agree with that. She's invested so much in heart and soul and given so much for Tennessee. But I think we all know better that, of course, that there's also one other true female coach for Tennessee, and I think we know who that is, don't we, gentlemen? Say the name. Say the name. Thank you. I knew it. You guys knew it. You guys knew it. Good for you. Good for you. You know, you know where it's going with that. Good. Right. All right. So shall we go to the joke league known as the UFL? Oh boy. All right. So we got 4 games this week. Game 1 was already with Birmingham against Arlington. I was going to go with Arlington. Okay. Alan, who would you go with in this game? Or the game that happened already, I should say. And tomorrow, let me ask Alan first since he covers this more than anybody else does. Alan, are you still there? Well, Birmingham, it was Birmingham and Arlington. So who did you have? Arlington. Okay, I had Arlington too. Anybody else? Oh, okay. Anyone else? All right. All right. All right. St. Louis currently right now going on. St. Louis against Michigan. Alan, I'll start that with you. All right. Okay. Steve, Mike, Jimmy, Matthew, if you're still there. Roger, did I get everybody? Did I get everybody? No, Miriam left. Okay. Who did I miss? Diane. I'll go Michigan too. All right, that's for today. Now for tomorrow. All right, Dana. All right, Dana. Well, one at a time, guys. One at a time, please. Dana, go ahead. Okay, and listen for your name. All right, now then. All right, but one at a time, guys. Okay. All right. 4-2. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold it. I goofed again. I'm sorry. We're in week 2 now. Let's do this again. All right. San Antonio versus Memphis that happened earlier. Alan, who'd you have in this game? He left. All right. Okay, Steve. All right, Mike. All right. Is Jimmy still here? Okay, there we go. Okay, I didn't see your name out there for a minute. Matthew. Roger. All right, I'm taking San Antonio too. Did I miss anybody? Diane. No. I'm going San Antonio too. All right. All right, and finally, okay, yes, Houston and DC. Steve, should I take a guess? Alan? I have DC. Dana? Miriam? DC. Okay. Roger? Matthew? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not getting. Yeah. All right. I'm not getting anybody's name on here, so that's why it's probably causing a problem. So state your name and who do you have? Who I didn't call on? State your name. Anybody? Diane. DC. DC. All right. Wait. Alex. Alex. I guess he disappeared. All right. And this is week 2 of the UFL season. I'm surprised it lasted its first week. Yeah, nobody's watching this anymore. Well, what can I say? Okay. I'm surprised it's going to last that long. All right. Yeah. All right. Most of the home drive in DC. Yeah. All right. Well, Astros pitching ace Justin Verlander is scheduled to make his first rehab start at AAA Sugarland tomorrow. Verlander, who opened the season on the injured list with inflammation in his right shoulder, will throw the first did throw the first bullpen session on Thursday, in Houston before starting in Sugarland this weekend. That's a minor league team. Astros manager Joe Espada said Wednesday that he expects to be the first of 2 minor league starts before coming off the injured list. Based on what I have seen and out of his live batting practices and talking about how he feels, I think after 2 starts, he'll be good to go, said Espada. He also said that he wants Verlander to throw between 70 and 75 pitches on Sunday and then get to 80 to 85 pitches before his next start. The 3-time Cy Young winner is on his second stint with the Astros after rejoining the team in a trade from the Mets last July. Last season, he went 13-8 with a 3.22 ERA last season between the Astros and who else, Mikey, was he with last year? Thank you. Thank you. I'm just playing. I'm just playing dumb here, you know. I knew. I was just playing dumb. But since Mike is the Met fan around here, I thought just to give it to him. You are the Met fan in the group. Yeah. Yeah. You mean with the Buckner incident? Yeah, that. Yeah, okay. The Houston. Yeah, and okay, Diane might be interested in knowing this one. The Houston Texans are finalizing a deal to acquire Stephon Diggs from the Bills in exchange for involving draft picks, according to ESPN. Oh boy! As part of the deal, the Bills will receive a 2025 second round pick by way of the Vikings, and the Texans will acquire Diggs along with a 2024 sixth round pick and a 2025 fifth round pick. Since the Bills traded Diggs prior to June 1st, they will take on a deep cap charge of 31 gazillion, or 31 million rather, next season. He signed through the 2027 season. A separation of Diggs and the Bills was almost certain. Guy, I hate to break it to you, but you're going to lose one of your best players. Maybe. Yeah. Diane's the Bills fan right here. Although I can't imagine why. After offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey was replaced by Joe Bradley in November, Diggs' production dropped. His targets and average receiving yards declined per game. Only scored one touchdown during the regular season. That came after posting 5 games of at least 100 yards receiving prior to the coaching change. There was also Trevon Stefan's younger brother and cornerback of the Dallas Cowboys, who had been publicly calling on Stefan to leave the Bills. The Bills acquired Diggs in a trade with the Vikings in 2020 as part of a package that included a 2020 first round pick of Justin Jefferson. Now we know he's become pretty good as well. Yeah. Oh, okay. That was a breaking news story. I guess not. Jimmy, you got to say something? Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. I got one more ridiculous story here, and we'll leave this. All right. Well, Ryan Buxton of the Minnesota Twins is a perfect example of look before you leap, before leaving the dugout. I'll explain why. Some of you might have heard this. The Twins star nearly put himself at risk with the mother of all weird injuries in the middle of the sixth inning on Tuesday when he emerged without knowing of the Brewers' sausage race that was underway. Just when I thought I heard it all, folks. Buxton did not realize the era until he was standing squarely in the path of sausage number one, known as Bratwurst. The star outfielder did show some athletic reflexes by getting out of the way after looking behind himself. Oh boy. Buxton was 1 for 4 in the game, resulting in a 3-2 win for the Brewers. Buxton and his teammate Ryan Jeffries at least had a fun exchange over the near incident after the game, as reported by the Athletic. Joking aside, Buxton has been dealing with enough injury risk this season without this kind of shenanigans happening. Despite that being his 10th season in the league in the majors, Bucks has only played in more than 100 games once in his career, dating back to 2017. He missed nearly all of August until the last season with a hamstring and knee injury. All these injuries that comes up, and he nearly gets killed over a stupid little incident during between innings with a hot dog race. Okay, now I've heard everything. It is ridiculous, and it was done. And it was outdone by a bunch of bratwursts. I wonder what happened though. We have liverwurst. No, never mind. Never mind. Somebody pass off the mustard, please. Oof. Okay. Coming up with in the world of sports, folks. And you heard it here first. Yeah. Yeah. So I know it's a bit early to ask this, but has there been any things you've been excited about or disappointed in the first full week of the baseball season? Anybody can answer. Anybody can answer this. For a Met fan, but they also, yeah, they'll be missing it tomorrow, sure. Well, I mean, Dana, I mean, all the teams play on Sunday. You mean against your team or any team in general? Well, okay, now you're a Washington fan, right? Okay, for some reason I thought with the Orioles. Okay, so for those of you with special interest, I want MLB, not MLA. Here we go. Okay, boy, this page takes a long time to load up. All right, so for tomorrow's schedule, uh, well, Diane's Mets are going to play the Reds. The A's will take on the Tigers. The I know you guys are playing somewhere. The Mariners play the Brewers. The Marlins take on the Cardinals. The Dodgers take on the Cubs. The Astros take on the Rangers. I'm not sure finding your Nationals, Dana, but I know they're playing somewhere. Yeah, the Cardinal D-backs take on the Braves. Braves are off to a good start too. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Here, boy, get the stick. I'm like, oh, Philadelphia. I'm sorry, the Phillies. The Phillies play the Nationals, Dana, in a 3-game series. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Check your listings, Dana. It's oh, I was gonna say that, but thanks. Uh, yeah. Okay. I got one more note here, guys, before we go, but before we do anything else. Um, the Basketball Hall of Fame has announced their inductees, and there's quite a slew of them this year. There's 13 that are going to be inducted in. I don't think I have time to read all 13 names, so I'll just go over some a little bit of the highlights here, because then that would take forever. But some obvious choices though um, are in the are in the Hall of Fame this year. Um, okay, let me get over here. Yeah, NBA. Chauncey Billups is one of them, so I think no surprise on that after the success that he's done. Vince Carter also inducted. No surprise there. Yeah. Uh, Jerry West for a third time for his contributions to the game, so that doesn't surprise me at all. Others are yes, well he's one of the originators, and well, he's also being inducted for his teamwork for the 1960 Olympic team too, Dana. So he's honored for that too. Yes. Um, Vince Carter, Chauncey Billups, Michael Cooper, Walter Davis. These are old timers, folks. Dick Barnett, that's an oldie. Doug Collins, Jerry West, will all be inducted in August. The 14 finalists for the Hall of Fame class were announced in February. Longtime Kansas women's player coach Marion Washington was the only candidate not voted in this year. Yeah, what a shame. But there's only so many they can take. Yeah. Women's basketball. I remember Michael Cooper now. He was the league's defensive player of the year 1987 and spent his entire 12-year career where the Lakers won 5 titles. I remember Michael Cooper. Sure. Showtime, the Showtime era. Dick Barnett, the first historically black coach to win men's basketball championship, won 3 straight NAIA championships from 57 and 59 before getting into coaching. He played 14 seasons in the NBA and was on the Knicks champion team in 70 and 73. I knew who it is. I knew that was. Walter Davis spent his entire career with the Suns. He also remains the franchise all-time leading scorer, star, and was also Rookie of the Year in 78. Prior to coaching, he won gold for the U.S. in the 76 Olympic Games. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So now I know who all these guys are. Doug Collins, of course, NBA player, has also become a successful broadcaster. He's done for the college game and for NBA coverage on TNT, NBC, and ABC, and everybody else. So, yes, you can't forget Doug. Yeah. Like I said, I don't have time to read them all because we're almost at the end of the show here. Yeah. I think we made good, even though we had a little bit of a slight problem with connections. But I think we managed. I think we managed well. I think we did. Well, thanks for sticking by me, guys. I really needed that. Yes, without because thank good, thank goodness. All right, quickly this week in sports history. Thank you. All right, this week in sports history. Am I on the right? Yes, I'm on the right page. Okay, good. Otherwise, Houston will have another problem. All right, so I don't have time to do all this week, so we'll just do is more recent tournaments. 1958 at the Masters tournament, Arnold Palmer won his 4th Masters, 1 stroke ahead of Doug Ford and Fred Hawkins, the first of his 7 major titles. 1973, Roberto Clemente Day as they retire his number 21 uniform. Yankee Ron Blomberg becomes the first designated hitter as he walks as the American League adopts the DH rule. Yankees' first home game at Shea Stadium in 1974, while Yankee Stadium is being renovated, beat the Indians 6-1. I still can't get used to saying Guardians. The Kingdom opened their first game in Seattle in 1977, and they lost to the Angels 7-0. So much for a welcome home. Gordie Howe completes a record 26th NHL season in 1980. Mr. Hockey himself. Yeah. 1987, middleweight boxing champ Sugar Ray Leonard upsets marvelous Marvin Hagler at Caesars. I remember that. Devils' first playoff game, they lost the Islanders 4-3 in the overtime in the first round. Remember that, Mike? Sure you do. Okay. For I guess Duke beat Duke beat Michigan in 1992 to win back-to-back titles under Coach K. I think we got one more here. Maybe. Connecticut beat Tennessee in the women's NCAA. Diana Taurasi named Outstanding Player of the Year. That's my favorite player. Yeah. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here. Duke beat Wisconsin in the 2015 NCAA tournament. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Rasal is going to come up next. So give him some love if you can. We'll be back next week, same time, same station. And we won't have any of this shenanigans that are going on here. So on that note, have a good week. And don't forget, next week, we'll cover the Masters. So on that note, be safe. And we'll talk again next week, same time, same station. On that note, good night. Okay. Let me get out. Let me get out first. Okay. All right. Just let me get out. I'm going. I'm going.